Hi, my name's Kerry Badham and I'm delighted to show you today our brand new decorative bunting tappet set. We've made this really fun circus themed children's cake to demonstrate the decorative bunting set. I've used them for the bunting on the top here. I've used them to make the scallops around the top of the cake. We've used the tassels for the tie backs for the curtain. And as you move further down the cake, we've used the triangular bunting to make this lovely design on the bottom. The paste we recommend you use is modelling paste. You can buy it or you can make it yourself. In some countries they also call it gum paste. I'm just going to demonstrate how to make it. This is using the Rainbow Dust Tylo powder. So I'm just going to pop a little bit on my work mat and then I'm going to take my fondant and I'm going to knead it into it. You make sure it's evenly distributed throughout the paste and you'll feel it start to firm up as you keep kneading it in. And what I would do now, I would wrap that in some cling film and I would leave it for approximately 30 minutes before using it. You can make it up the night before. Once that's been left to set, it will be ready to use. These are the tappets that the FMM Decorative Bunting Set comes on. You have 2 tappets and you have 6 designs in 2 different sizes. So we have a small and a large. Both of them are great for cakes and the small ones are perfect for cupcakes. I'm going to demonstrate how to use the tappets and I'm going to start with the lovely fan shape we have. So we have a small and a large. I actually did use these around the top of the circus cake. I'm going to place it on top of the modelling paste. Now I like to roll mine out in advance and allow it a little time to dry out on top. This prevents it from sticking in the tool. If it does stick in your tool, it's because it's too thick or it's not dry enough on top. It's just still a little too sticky. So I've used my finger just to make sure that we're picking up the lovely embossed pattern and I've just tapped it out. And then I'm just going to cut out a small one, roll it around the mat so you can feel it underneath, making sure you've got a nice clean cut. Go over it with my finger and again I'm just going to tap that out. And on here, just like I've done on the cake, I use one on top of the other, but of course you can use them individually too. And there's our first shape. I'm now going to demonstrate the other designs on this strip. So move it around. And I always like to go over with my finger. You can tap it out or you could push it out with a soft brush. So that's the larger. And then we have the small one. So they come out nice and easy. I'll just do the next shape in an alternative colour. And the great thing with this is that you have a lot of choice. Bunting is a really popular design to go on cakes and cupcakes. And with this set you've got 6 designs, which gives you a lot of choice. The 4th design we have on the set is the light bulb. Now this is fantastic for Christmas cakes, but you could also use this on a circus cake too, because the circus tent is lit up. So, and we just tap it out. You see how easy it comes from the cutter? We're going to move on to the tassel. I'm going to do this in the red. The tassels are great, they're on lots of things at the moment. We've used them as a curtain tie back, but roll it around again. And this one's got a little more detail. And just tap it out. If you needed to ease any of the shapes out, you could do this with a soft brush and you would just push it through like this. But as you can see, we've left the modelling paste to firm up a little. It's the right thickness, it isn't too sticky, and it's coming out really easy out of the tappet. The final shape we're going to demonstrate is the traditional bunting shape, which is the triangle. So just place that on top, make sure we've got a nice clean cut, As you can see, these are cutting all the way through, so easy. I just like to have a double check to make sure I have no frayed edges. There you go, you have your 6 designs. The tassels could also be a shuttlecock, which would be really nice for a sports cake. But there's many options that we have with these shapes. I'm just going to do a quick demonstration on how to attach the bunting to the cake. And we're going to do this actually on the front of the cake. So I'm just going to ask you to use your imagination here. Imagine this is covered in fondant or buttercream, of course. And we're just going to set this out. So we're going to make this nice and simple. We're just going to make 4 loops, and I'm going to do this with 4 pins. And what I want to do is I'm going to do this just on the opposite side. So each side there, we're doing 4 loops on that side, and then I'm just going to place the other one on the opposite side. So what I'll do in advance is I would make this wet. Now of course this would be fondant, so this would then be quite sticky. This is going to work a little bit differently because we're using the polystyrene, or some people might call this a styrofoam dummy. So the tool I'm going to use, this is a sugar gun or craft gun, some people call it, and we've got a single hole disc in the middle. I've already placed the fondant in. I'm going to do this in pink because we've got a white background and I want this to show up nicely on the video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to extrude the paste from the gun. So we're just going to extrude this. Now you don't need to go all the way around your cake in one loop, but it's nice if you can. But if you can't, that's absolutely fine because your join will be at the top. We're going to attach the loop here and we're going to place the string over the top of our pins. Now if you had a design at the bottom, then you want to make sure that your loop doesn't come down too low. But if that is going to be your complete design, then you can come down as low as you like. So I'm just going to place this over the top. And the nice thing about this is that it hangs in a nice natural way. So you can see. Nice and easy. Loop it over the top. We've managed to go round in one go. I'm just going to turn this round. I'm going to bring this up to here. And then I'm going to use my little tool just to take that off. So there you go. Push that back slightly. We've got our 4 loops all the way round. I'm now going to show you how to attach the bunting under the string. Now at the moment you can see that the pins are still acting as a support for the string, and we want to leave those on there just for a little time, but the bunting that we place underneath will also be a support. I've got 3 pieces of bunting, and what you want to do is you always want to start from your centre. So if you was having 5, you would start from the centre and then work each side. This is just to make sure that you've got an even distribution along your string. So nice and easy. All I've done is some water on the back of that, and I'm starting with my centre. And you can see here we've also placed some lettering on top, which is really nice because you could put a message on there for your celebration cake, somebody's name, or you could even write happy birthday all the way around the cake. So here we're just going to do a nice simple ABC. These have had a little time to firm up, which is really nice, makes them easier to work with. And as they're modelling paste or gum paste, it means that you won't damage them as you handle them. So here you can see ABC. We've allowed the bunting to dry off for a little while, so what we can do now is we can remove the pins. Now this is an essential part of this. You have to make sure they are removed because you don't want anybody choking on a pin on their cake. They go all the way around to take them out, and as you can see you've got this lovely finish here. But if you wanted to, as I've done on other cakes, I've added bows or a nice ball or a star shape there, but you can also leave it plain. All 4 pins are removed. On the top of our circus cake, I've made a different kind of bunting decoration. I did this with lolly sticks and I placed them inside the cake. So just push them in, 1 on each side and 1 in the centre. And then what I did was I used a very fine cotton and I just tied it to base sticks and I secured it on top with a ball of fondant. And here you can see I've attached the bunting. So I've used 2 different shapes in different colours. And the key to this is you need 2 for each flag. You'll have 1 piece on one side and then you'll attach 1 to the back. So if you can see here, there's 2. And I'll just turn that round the back. So 2 for each flag. This gives it stability. The weight is equal on both sides of the string and it will stop it from tipping forward. And that is how you make a string topper for the top of your cake. I'm just going to do a little talk through of our cake here. I've used the large monkey out of the Mummy and Baby monkey set to go on top. I've used the FMM ribbon cutter for the stripes that go round. And then further down the cake you can see here we have a lion. Now we don't have a lion in the FMM range, but I've used the FMM Mummy from the Mummy and Baby hippo cutter set. And I've used the geometric circle here just to give our line and mane. And if we move further down the cake here, we've got our elephant. On the bottom of our cake I've done the happy birthday inscription and I've used the FMM Carnival Tappet font set. I also used this particular set on the demonstration that I've just recently done for you on the bunting on the front of the cake. As you can see, the FMM Decorative Bunting Tappet set is very versatile. You can use this on so many different designs, cakes. It's a great addition to your tool set. It has a lovely sharp cut and is very easy to use. Thank you for watching our video today.